Hello, I'm Joseph Giunta, the music director and conductor of the Des Moines Symphony. Thanks for joining me in the DMSO Listening Room. Today, I'll speak about the First Symphony of Johannes Brahms. In 1854, at the age of only 21, Brahms heard Beethoven's Ninth Symphony for the first time. It had a lifelong impact on him, enough so that his First Symphony took him 20 years to compose. He purposely avoided writing symphonies and string quartets, which were Beethoven's strengths, and stuck with piano music and songs, which were Brahms' forte. When a friend asked Brahms why he had no symphony at this point in his life, he replied, "You can't have any idea what it's like to have a giant marching behind you." Well, Brahms' giant was Beethoven, and he eventually faced him with a composition of his First Symphony. Brahms' earlier attempts at a symphony were cast aside, and eventually became a part of his first piano concerto, in D minor, of course the same key as Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, as well as a part of his German Requiem. His friend and composer Robert Schumann continued to encourage him to write a symphony. But Schumann died in 1856, and this had a profound impact on Brahms and was an important factor in his determination to tackle this massive musical task. Schumann had encouraged Brahms to look at Beethoven as his model, and although he was not able to hear Brahms' creation, it indeed looked toward Beethoven in many ways. Schumann would have certainly been proud of his friend's First Symphony. The first movement opens with a bold, powerful, and attention-grabbing statement, played forte by the entire orchestra. The pounding timpani along with the upward violin line and downward thirds in the violas create tension and intensity and are evidence of Brahms' inventiveness. The allegro that follows is full of expansion and drama and is the largest symphonic movement Brahms had created to date. He nods to Beethoven in his relentless da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da that is heard over and over and over again in a rather harsh way, maybe expressing Brahms' feelings for the master, or at least for the relentlessness of the master's music that never left his head. The second and the third movements are nothing like the first. These sound more like little serenades than anything else, and bring the listener to a more private, peaceful place. The slow movement in E major is quiet, intimate, and lyric. The solo violin at the end is hauntingly beautiful and a highlight of the piece. The third movement is an intermezzo, a song without words, warm, gentle, and possibly inspired by Brahms' love of the outdoors. The finale takes us down a very different road. We circle back to Beethoven's influence in this movement. It begins in C minor with a mysterious and veiled adagio, nebulous and foggy. A peaceful and somber chorale is played by the trombones. When this clears, he recreates a horn call that he had heard on one of his walks in the Alps. The movement begins in C minor and then transcends to C major, exactly like Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. And then a big melody, played by the strings, that is similar to Beethoven's Ode to Joy. Brahms' melody is played several times, each time more triumphant than before. The ending of this movement is magnificent, with blaring brass and virtuoso strings that whip the ending into a frenzy. This triumph is as good or better than Beethoven, and secured a place for Brahms as one of the greatest romantic composers ever. That's it for the DMSO Listening Room. Next time I'll tackle the warm and lyric Second Symphony of Johannes Brahms. And don't forget to go to our website, dmsymphony.org, where you can find listening links to Brahms' First Symphony. Stay safe, and thanks for watching.